Conversations can be really tough. For most of my 20s, I struggled a lot having basic conversations. I felt so uncomfortable and unnatural. It felt awkward and clumsy. And I actually just avoided conversations with strangers because I felt like an alien. I didn't know how to relate to people, converse, or connect. So this video is for people who might have missed out on some key developmental areas, learning to have effortless conversations with people. Maybe you were introverted, you picked a job where you were solitary or didn't have to engage with people. Maybe you just always really struggled with conversation. I'm here today to share with you strategies and frameworks that I developed through my Charisma Lifestyle system to turn my life of quiet desperation, loneliness and isolation into one of massive abundance and opportunity to connect and work with interesting people wherever I go. These skills massively improved my life. They made me more attractive and engaging, interesting to be around, and helped me build connections that made my life incredible. So I want to share these with you today, so hopefully you find them interesting. Having conversations is one of the most important skills to learn because it's how we demonstrate our value, it's how we show our personality and our character, and show people that we're somebody that they want to have in their lives, that we're somebody that can add value, somebody who's worth having around. If you suck at conversation, you're not able to advertise any of these values. You're not able to connect with people and show them why you're somebody to have around, why you're somebody that people should spend time with, why people should invite to that party or that networking event, why somebody would want to go on a second date with you. Conversations are everything. The way we connect with others is how every single great opportunity in life starts. If you can't build connections and relationships with other people, you're not able to achieve a lot because everything we do is done through other people. Think about it. Your relationships for love, connection, business, all come from being able to connect. Picture it. You've got the guy at a party who's really quiet, can't connect. He has amazing ideas, great personality, but he just isn't able to get any of that across. He just stands at the bar quietly, that networking event, all that party, not engaging, not talking because they're either too scared or they don't know how to have conversations. Pitch that with the other guy who walks in, he's confident, he's charismatic, he has everybody's attention, he's able to have great conversations, people are laughing, eating out of his hand. They want that person to be coming to the parties. They want that person to hang around, be part of their social group. They want to work with that person. Because these are the sorts of people that add value. They are the sort of people that demonstrate attractive qualities. People want to hang around with people who make them look better, improve their life. Unfortunately, it is a competitive game. If you're not adding value, there are hundreds of other people doing exactly the same thing as you. You need to demonstrate your attractive character, demonstrate the best quality of yourself, make people feel good, make them feel emotions, make them feel heard, make them feel understood, and make them want to have you on their team. Because there are plenty of people who want to work with successful or incredible people. Any attractive woman has hundreds of guys hitting on her in a month. You need to be the sort of person who is able to display and demonstrate the best qualities, the best value, and the best investment in time. Most of my life, I fit in the former category. I was chronically insecure, anxious. My behavior was quite strange. I would avoid interacting, hide away from conversations. And a lot of this was from my socialization. I didn't have a great childhood. I struggled at school to make friends and connect with people. Most of my relationships were very turbulent. I wasn't well put together or emotionally regulated. This went on to college, where I went to a college that was training youth offenders, adult offenders, people who weren't socially the best people, that weren't in my age bracket. I didn't hang around with people that were in my peer group. I lost out on that development stage. I never went to university when I was younger, so I didn't have that area where I'd also develop social skills. And when I was working a solitary job. I was working in construction where I was a sole operator, going off doing repairs, and that also meant that I didn't have those skills. I wasn't hanging around people my own age, and my conversation skills suffered because of all the other problems I had. So there are going to be a lot of guys out there who have similar stories to me. Maybe you missed out on some of those key developmental areas. Maybe you weren't a popular guy at school. Maybe you had your own mental health problems, or you just saw yourself as introverted and struggled to connect. I'm telling you that it doesn't matter. You're able to learn as an adult how to have amazing conversations. And I'm going to share with you 3 steps that helped me. I learned these over the last few years, interacting with lots of different people from all over the world, doing interesting things. I learned quite quickly that all of life's opportunities come from your ability to connect. So I knew this was a skill that I had to master. I had to learn to have conversations, and I didn't want to be that awkward person on dates, trying to make friends, people not liking me. I wanted to master this area because it was important to me to move past that quiet stage of my life into one of abundance where I could meet and do interesting things. 10 years later, I would call myself a master conversationalist for some reasons that I'm going to share with you. There are so many things that you can do to have better conversations, but I tried to nail it down to just 3, and I'm probably going to do another video sharing more tips on conversations soon. But for now, 3 tips so you can have better conversations. Step 1, let the other person lead. I don't mean that you have no responsibility. Being an active listener is one of the most important skills that you can develop for conversations. Being an active listener is helped by being a very curious person. What you're doing is you're letting the other person do most of the talking. They're going to talk about the things that they're passionate about, that they love, that they're interested in, while you are an engaged and enthusiastic listener. I learned this from How to Win Friends and Influence People. It was one of the first development books that I ever read to improve my social skills, and it was incredible. For the majority of standard interactions, it is the go-to book. It advocates listening. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for that reason, because we should be listening twice as much as we're speaking. So when you're dealing with people, ask them questions, not the boring questions like, where are you from? Ask them these questions and then lead in deeper. What makes you want to live here? Try and find out that deep core of that person. Why do you do what you do? Somebody's a nurse. Oh, I understand that you must like helping people. That must be a big part of your life. What makes you want to do that? Get into the core. Don't just ask surface level questions. But here's the truth. Most people go through the world not being listened to and not being heard. They're almost desperate for a pair of ears to actually give a single fuck about anything that they're doing. A lot of people are in conversations just waiting for their turn to talk. They're waiting to be able to say what they want to say, their opinions, their beliefs, what they did. It's very rare for somebody to actually listen. I noticed this with a guy that came on the team this season when I was out working at festivals. And this guy just listened to everybody and quickly earned the confidence of the owner, the team leaders, everybody involved. This guy just listened. And because he listened attentively, he gave feedback, he was curious. People absolutely loved this guy. He was valuable to have around because he just listened, he understood, and he engaged. It is a superpower, trust me. When I'm trying to build friendships and relationships, it takes the pressure off me. Being someone who is naturally quite introverted, I didn't want to have the burden of talking all the time. I led with interesting questions. I tried to understand them and gave them an opportunity to talk about things that they're passionate about, they're interested in, and they're curious about. Step number 2, remember hooks, threads, and ammo. In a conversation, it can often feel that you have to talk about that one topic that has been brought up. Oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from blah, blah, blah. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm from here, right? And you're stuck on that train of thought. So imagine a carpet or a tapestry and you've got threads hanging down. A conversation is like the first thread, but then what happens is it should split off into multiple threads. So somebody asks me where I'm from. Instead of just saying, oh, I'm from Telford, I can turn around and say, well, I'm actually from Telford, but I hate the place. It is the worst place in the United Kingdom. It's full of sex offenders, paedophiles, and single moms. I absolutely hate it. But I do love Manchester because it's really vibrant. It's got lots of things going on. I love that there's loads of young professionals. It's easy to connect and network, and I'm actually going to be moving up pretty soon. From that first interaction to the second interaction, I have left so many threads that person could go down. They could joke about being from a place with lots of crime, lots of poverty, a place that's a bit of a dive. If people connect on things like that, it can be a source of comedy. I interjected humor into there. I also talked about network opportunities, living in a city. Somebody can say they don't want to live in a city, why they like the countryside, or why they love the city as well, why they moved to the city, why they don't like where they're from. There's just so many options, so many threads that can be taken from that. From what usually happens in a conversation is if you want to keep it interesting, that opens up the wide scope for people to be able to hook onto whichever thread they want. So a topic, a conversation can be really boring, but if you leave enough threads, they might be really passionate about something that you just said. Maybe you mentioned photography offhand. Oh, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm a bricklayer, but actually I really love photography because I love artistic pursuits. I love things where I can be creative. They can go, oh, I'm also a creative person because I paint, or I'm also a photographer. And that's how you find things to connect. And that's how you have much more interesting and engaging conversations. It's like a video game where you're literally leaving ammunition scattered around so that people can pick up what they need when they want. It just makes a more interesting and engaging conversation. Step number 3, interject humor, emotion, and passion into the conversations. I'm an engaging speaker, or at least I try my hardest to be. If you look at even gestation, hand movements, the way that I move, I try to be as engaging as possible. 80% of your communication comes from your body language, your expressions, and your emotion, your tonality, being able to slow conversations down, being able to speed them up, to add emphasis to certain points. All of these things make you a much more engaging speaker. People get this wrong, right? Because they're in conversations and the person's talking and they're just like this. It's boring, right? Be as engaging as possible. Use hand gestation, use body language, use facial expression, tonality, all of these things to actually just be so much more engaging to the people around you. Speak with a little bit of passion. Try and put some enthusiasm into the things that you're saying. It can be hard at the start because you can feel fake or uncomfortable. The more comfortable you get, the more conscious you can become of adding these things in. The more interactions that you have, going out and meeting new people, going to new events, practicing amongst lots of different people, the more that you can develop these communication skills. I learned them through watching people who I found to be inspiring or motivational, people who were great conversationalists. I would watch them and see what they did. And then I'd go out, I'd practice. I'd go to lots of different social events. I'd go to meetup groups. And in a lot of these groups, you've got people who are quite shy and who will let somebody like you come in. Potentially for the first time ever, you've got people who want to listen to you. You've got people interested in what you say. And that can be a huge confidence boost. Going to a nightclub and trying to talk to a group of strangers can be a little bit difficult. Going to a meetup group where people want to meet new people gives you a chance to make new first impressions, practice things and see how people respond. I wasn't naturally like this. I learned this through going to social groups, meeting lots of people and practicing relentlessly, traveling, doing these things. When you're in conversation, emotion, passion, enthusiasm, engagement, listening, all of these things help make much more interesting conversations. You become a master conversationalist. You're able to attract opportunities for love, connection, and success into your life because you are somebody that people want to have around. Having conversations is how people learn about you, connect with you, how they learn if you're worth having around. The better conversations you can have, the more naturally you're going to be able to connect with people, the more opportunities in life you're going to have for love, success, and connection. Even having good conversations comes down to how you can influence people, have power over situations, sell, convince, inspire, and how you're able to lead and live the kind of life that you want to live. Practice your conversation skills, get out there, think about those points, and hopefully this helps you out. 97% of people do not like, subscribe, or respond to YouTube videos. If I have helped you, if you found this video interesting, please engage, like, subscribe, comment. Anything would really help me out and be able to deliver more of this content for you guys. If you want a free PDF talking about the 5 biggest barriers to building authentic relationships, how you can improve your connections with people, check out my email newsletter. I send out weekly bits of advice just to help people along the path. If you want to get that totally free, sign up in the bio and really appreciate it. You get a free PDF. Have a good week. Hopefully the video helps you and I'll catch you soon.